Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to another Monday night Facebook Live. My name is Laura Betts. I am founder and facility director of Hyperbaric RX down here in South Florida. We are an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility. And tonight I'm going to talk about understanding oxygen dosage. Is everybody treated the same in a hyperbaric chamber? And share a little bit more information about that and give you some great insight. You know, one of the most interesting things is that very often people that are considering doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy don't even know what questions they should be asking the facility, right? You've never done it before. You don't know anything about it. And in a lot of cases, because the modality is highly specialized, unless you're speaking with somebody who is trained and educated, unless you're working with an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility, unless you're speaking with somebody like myself that is an ANDI certified instructor trainer, a certified hyperbaric chamber operator instructor, and a certified hyperbaric chamber technician, they may not be able to answer all of that information for you. So I want to do another deep dive into answering one of the most common questions we get here. And it's a big difference about what we offer here and talking about the benefits of a personalized dive plan. So great to see everybody coming out this evening. We do Facebook Lives every Monday night at 6 o'clock. We've got a whole section of videos under our replay. So I encourage you to go ahead and check that out. And last week we did a topic on what is a Herx, understanding a Jarisch Herxheimer reaction and how it relates to hyperbaric oxygen therapy. A Herx, a Jarisch Herxheimer reaction, is something that is very, very misunderstood. It can produce symptoms that seem like a negative, but if you're educated about what's going on there, it gives the clinic, it gives the facility, it gives the individual some very valuable information about what's working and what's not working. So really neat. We have tons of videos under the video section of our page, so you definitely want to check it out. If you're considering doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy with us and you haven't reached out to our facility yet, there's great information on our Facebook page. Lots of incredible topics that I have brought to share with you, and just educate you about what's going on. And not all hyperbaric sites are the same. In fact, some sites are really quite different. So again, tonight's topic is understanding oxygen dosage. And it's a valid question. Is everyone treated at the same pressure in a hyperbaric chamber? And the simple answer is no, they shouldn't be. Oxygen mechanisms are highly dosage dependent and depending on what the goals are. And this is another reason why you want to be diving at an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility with ANDI certified chamber operators. And I'm going to elaborate on that and talk a little bit. For those of you that do not know who I am founder and facility director of Hyperbaric RX down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I founded this facility to essentially create the opportunity for the miracle that is hyperbaric medicine to be accessible. I've done a video talking about my personal journey. I was a mixed gas commercial diving instructor. That's what I was doing. If somebody would have told me when I was 18 years old, jumping off the boat, trying to set some world records, that I was going to be facility director of a holistic hyperbaric center. In fact, the only holistic hyperbaric center of its kind in the world, I'm not sure at that moment I would have believed it. I didn't really see myself in a holistic healthcare kind of perspective, but here we are. So my story is on our Facebook pages. I encourage you to check it out. I am here able to share with you because of the miracle of hyperbaric medicine. I'm alive because of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and I have quality of life specifically because of holistic health. Again, we are located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but we we offer telehealth for people all around the world. So if you're at another hyperbaric facility and you need some adjuvant support, if you have a home system and you need some help, please reach out to us. Again, we support people all over the world to help heal and rebalance their health naturally, and we would certainly love to help you. For those of you, again, that may not be familiar with, I am a longtime member of the ANDI Diving and Hyperbaric Medical Board. I also sit on another medical board. I'm the Vice President of Substance Abuse Programming and Protocol Integration for the International Hyperbaric Medical Foundation. And our facility down here in South Florida, we are an ANDI Hyperbaric training and research site. So we have people come from all over the world to get certified as ANDI chamber operators and ANDI chamber operator instructors, as well as some of the other courses in the ANDI Hyperbaric course curriculum. If you are thinking about starting a hyperbaric facility, or you are a hyperbaric facility that's listening to this, we'd love to have you as part of the ANDI Hyperbaric Facility family. And the ANDI family, things are a little different. We do have more information. ANDI organization, we have a 34-year perfect safety record in over 60 countries. There's never been an incident, there's never been a training accident in an ANDI program, and there's never been an incident or an accident at an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility. And there's a reason for that. It has to deal with the training, it has to deal with the information. Don't assume that all hyperbaric is the same, which really does bring us to tonight's topic. There's a big difference between a certified facility with certified chamber operators. And if you'd like to learn more about those differences, please send us a message, give us a call, schedule a consultation. We offer a discovery call to give you a little education about hyperbaric oxygen therapy and help share information on how it can help improve the quality of your life. Hyperbaric has anti-aging benefits. In some cases, wounds and areas of the body that are unable to heal can begin healing and ultimately fully heal as the result of hyperbaric oxygen. It is amazing what it is able to do. So I encourage you again, if you're not sure, if you're thinking about doing hyperbaric, please reach out to us. So bringing back to our question tonight, is everyone treated at the same pressure in a hyperbaric chamber? And the simple answer to that is here at our facility in South Florida, here at our ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility, we have a personalized dive plan depending on what the individual is trying to do. And where we develop that personalized dive plan is an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility. In addition to the standard protocols, the things that are better known because hyperbaric is covered by insurance for a few things. In addition to that, we have all of the international indications and we have all of the research protocols. So in hyperbaric oxygen, there's only about 13 things that insurance pays for right now. And most of those things are very serious. They're acute, they're life-threatening issues. Even though hyperbaric has application for so many other things, there is some billing problems here. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't know about it. So because hyperbaric outside of some emergency situations is challenged to be accessed with insurance reimbursement, most people are going to private facilities. Now, the good news is it's very hard to hurt somebody with a hyperbaric chamber. There's been very few issues. Regulation is reactive. And while there is significant regulation, the regulation tends to not be enforced because essentially nobody's getting hurt. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're creating the best opportunity for efficacy. Clinically speaking, the oxygen mechanisms, the different switches that are turned on and turned off by hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they're highly dosage dependent. Neurological repair is completely different than reducing inflammation. Treating an infection, completely different than the first two I just mentioned. And in a complex presentation, you can have a situation where you have neurological damage that treats on the lower end of hyperbaric protocols, and then you'll have a complex pathogen or a accelerated healing need, and that's on the top end of the dosage range for non-emergency hyperbaric indications. And in complex presentations, they may need something called a multi-level protocol. And there are actually 8 standard multi-level protocols in the ANDI training system. Hyperbarics RX is trained and equipped for all multi-level protocols. We're also trained and equipped for air brakes as well. And our panel is right behind us there. I've done videos on what is a multi-level dive, and I've talked about that in a little bit more detail. But the big picture here is, depending on what you're trying to do, it needs to be at the right dosage in order to create the best opportunity for efficacy. If the dosage is not appropriate, well, we may be getting some benefit. We may not be turning on or off the very switches that we need to use. And that translates to meeting our health goal or not meeting our health goal. Now, one of the other things that goes along with what a particular facility treats at has to deal with the capabilities, or rather limitations, of their equipment. Now, here at our facility, we have state-of-the-art hospital-grade hyperbaric chambers. All of our equipments hold something called PVHO ASME. PVHO stands for pressure vessel for human occupancy, and it is a requirement for hyperbaric chambers. That is the safety standard for hyperbaric chambers. And the type of chambers that we're using have a maximum working pressure of 30 to 32 psi. We have two different manufacturers of chambers here. So essentially we have 3 ATA, 3.1 ATA maximum working pressure chambers. And the working pressure, that is a very specific term. That's what the chamber is rated for. That's the working pressure. You could use it at that pressure all the time. It's been cycle tested based on the maximum working pressure. And in that scenario, you can always run a higher working pressure chamber lower, but you cannot run a lower working pressure chamber higher. And this is where a lot of it gets missed. So I mentioned that our chambers are 3.0 and 3.1 ATA of pressure capabilities. Well, what if you only had a chamber that had a pressure capability of 1.28, roughly 1.3? So that's about 4 psi. Now, you don't need to take an ANDI Certified Chamber Operator program to know that 4 psi and 30 psi, those are very, very different numbers. So in some cases, the sites have equipment that has lower working pressures. And because the working pressures are lower, everybody does end up being treated at the same pressure. In this case, the maximum working pressure of the system. Another example, there are some chambers that have maximum working pressures of 15 psi. That's 2 ATA. Pressure, not dosage. I've done videos on this and I'll continue to talk about that. That's another reason why you want a certified chamber operator. So again, don't need to take a training program to know that 15 is half of 30. It's a lot lower. So if we had a situation where the optimal target dosage based on the ANDI hyperbaric protocol for this particular set of symptoms, for this particular indication, for this particular condition. So if we had a scenario where the protocol is asking for 22 psi gauge pressure and the chamber only goes to 4 psi gauge pressure or 15 psi gauge pressure, did we really ever create the opportunity for benefit? And when you're paying out of pocket, when you're paying per session, not being at the right dosage, it doesn't take longer. It might not happen. So the idea is, oh, well, the dosage is lower, but that's okay. We can just do more hyperbaric, right? Wrong. Some of the switches don't happen. You can do it over and over again, but that switch never turns on until you reach that level, that partial pressure of oxygen. And the research is really specific here on some of this. The International Hyperbaric Medical Association, when they were doing the research, this is about 15 years ago now, maybe closer to 20, on neurological repair, they realized that healing the brain is a very, very different target dosage than wound care dosages. And that was one of the reasons why we've got 30 years of wound care with people that had mild dementia, mild cognitive issues, Parkinson's diagnoses, Alzheimer's diagnoses, and they're handling the wounds and they see no improvement in their cognition. And if anything, they get a little bit worse. So the comment was that hyperbaric doesn't work for neurological repair. And at the improper dosage, that's not an inaccurate statement. I would say that there is still things that are happening that could be beneficial. But again, what are we doing here? So here at Hyperbarics RX, we have personalized dive plans based on the specific goals, and that may change. We had people that came to us when they were dealing with a serious chronic complex condition. And on the other side of this now, we're doing proactive anti-aging. We're doing proactive detoxification. We're doing collagen production to improve skin health. Really fun stuff. We're doing performance enhancement for athletes. So a lot of different ways. And of course, part of the trick here is that you need a certified chamber operator who is able to translate the dosage that we need for the protocol to the target pressure, the gauge setting on the chamber. And that is an inherent difference about a trained and certified operator. They have more information and they are not using pressure and dosage interchangeably. They understand with the equipment that they're trained and certified for how to duplicate the dosage of the protocol. And that makes a big difference. So I hope this gave you a little bit of insight. I hope this answered the question. When you're here at our facility and you see the chamber operators and you'll see them using, this is ANDI chart HC3, and this is one of the tools that a certified chamber operator uses in order to make sure that the target pressure equals the target dosage. So big differences there. So I hope this information gave you some good data for it. And again, please reach out to us. We're happy to share information and give you a personalized dive plan to create the best opportunity for efficacy. So what do you want to do now? You want to give our facility a call at 954-749-9998, and you want to set up a time. If you're considering doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy, you want to set up a time for a discovery call. It's a complimentary discovery call. We're going to find out what you're considering using hyperbaric oxygen therapy for. We're going to give you some education about it. We're going to answer your questions and really create the ability for you to decide if this is something that is right for you, and maybe to educate. Maybe you didn't know about hyperbaric. Maybe you're under the impression that you have something that can't be fixed. We get people here all the time that were told they're never going to get better. We get people here all the time that told, well, that's just normal for you now. Well, guess what? The body is amazing and it can regenerate, it can heal, stem cells can be mobilized, but the primary component for that, what turns on the switch, is oxygen. And when the body gets into an inflammatory cycle, when the tissues become compromised, when the mitochondria DNA doesn't have enough oxygen to do its job, it may seem to a traditional approach to someone who is uneducated on hyperbaric mechanisms that there's nothing that you can do. But you might be surprised. And I'd love the opportunity to let you know. I'd love the opportunity to give you some education. I'd love the opportunity to share what a personalized dive profile would look like. And what we do here is just that. Everybody is diving based on the ANDI protocol list and their particular specific goals with the support of certified chamber operators. And of course, we do offer complementary targeted nutrition and holistic programs to help you heal and rebalance your health naturally. So give us a call. We'll do a 15-minute discovery call. It's complimentary. It is a $65 value. We'll be happy to share and educate some information. And we look forward to seeing you on our dive schedule. So we do Facebook Lives every Monday night at 6 o'clock. We've got tons of topics and videos. This is also an opportunity for you to ask us questions real time in the chat. So if you've got some questions about hyperbaric, if you're considering it for yourself or a family member, if you just want to get some more information about it, if you're a professional that wants to know a little bit more about a facility, we are a model ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility. Again, we have people come from all over the world for training and certification to learn how to do hyperbaric safely, effectively, and profitably. So we very, very much love sharing information. Again, it's been amazing seeing you this evening, and we look forward to seeing you on another Monday night Facebook Live. Thank you very much. This has been Laura Betts. I am the Oxygen Lady. Safe and happy diving.